YouTube? I'm out here today to do a VR for Nori Mac's 100 sub appreciation contest, and for his contest he wanted us to show our worst bit of kit, because everybody else is doing their best piece of kit, their favorite piece of kit. He wants to see our worst piece of kit. First I want to talk about Nori Mac's channel. I really like it. It's you know that I subscribe to a lot of the British channels, but his is he has a Scottish channel from the Highlands, and I guess he is in the Highlands. I'm not really sure. I'm not that up to date on Scotland or my geography of Great Britain in general, but I do know that his videos are mostly outdoors, doing overnighters and camping and hiking and things like that, and that's what I enjoy about them. They're not like mine sitting on the back deck waiting for it to cool off all the time. I mean, he's out there doing it. And this afternoon I actually watched one where he was hiking, and it was very hot where he was in Scotland, and I can very much relate to the heat. It's 92 degrees Fahrenheit here right now, and it feels like it's 105. Actually feels hotter than that. It feels very hot. I've been out in it all day at work. Now I wanted to do this real quick. Hadn't planned on doing this video, and then I was watching his videos today, and I wanted to give him some support for his channel. If you're not subscribed to his channel and you're one of my subscribers, I'd really appreciate it if you go over and subscribe to Nori Mac, and I'll put the link to his channel in the description box. Now what he wanted to see was our worst bit of kit. It took me some thinking on that, because I do a lot of research on my kit, and I don't buy anything that I think may have the potential to fail. And I watch a lot of YouTube videos. That's where I get my ideas about what I want. And then once I see somebody use a piece of kit and they're satisfied with it, then I'll start doing some intensive research before I buy it. So I really don't have any bad pieces of kit. And then I was thinking that, actually I wasn't thinking at all. I was going through a drawer this morning to look for something I wanted to take to work, and I ran across this. And it's a Swedish Compass. It's my very first real compass. You know, I had one in Boy Scouts, but it wasn't very sophisticated. It was kind of cheap. And I've had a lot of cheap compasses in my life, but this is my first quality compass. And I used it while I was surveying for a while. It was a personal compass. It was given to me as a gift. Even when I got this, I was given this as a gift. And this is a Swedish compass. This one was made in Sweden, and I got it in the early 1980s. And it came as a gift with a bubble in it. I don't know if you can see it. Right there. Supposedly, the ones made in Sweden are the high quality. Silva was bought out by Brunton in 96 or something like that. And then they got in a big lawsuit over copyright and the name Silva and blah blah blah. Went back and forth, and now there's two Silvas. There's a U.S. Silva, who I think is made by Brunton or distributed by Brunton, and then there's a Silva in Sweden that aren't made by the same company. And the ones made in Sweden are supposed to be the good ones. Now I've got a good friend of mine who I hunt with, and he's from Sweden, and he's supposed to pick me up a Swedish Silva compass this year, and I hope he does. Now, like I said, this one is Swedish. When I got it, it had a bubble in it. I don't think it affects accuracy that much. It's just aggravating, very, very aggravating. So that was in the 80s when I got that. This one is made in Indonesia. When I got it, it did not have a bubble in it. I bought 6 of these. I wanted them for bags, and the reason I bought them at the time was because our search and rescue team was doing navigation training, and we got some compasses to do that training with. So I got 6 of these. All 6 have bubbles in them. They did not have bubbles in them when I got them, but by the time we started the training, every single one of them had bubbles in them. And I think that was like within 3 weeks they developed bubbles. Okay, didn't learn my lesson. Last year I wanted a very cheap compact compass. I've seen these on YouTube. I wanted something very small and just put in my pocket. Cheap. Well, that's what I got. Another friggin' bubble. It did not have a bubble when I got it. Within 2 weeks of me carrying this in the field, it developed a bubble. I don't know what causes them. I don't know if it's a temperature differential from being inside, going outside with my pack, having it out in the cold, having it in my next to my body, it warms up. I don't know what causes the bubbles. I just know they irritate me. So I've gotten completely away from silver. The Brunton compasses, I'll look at them, but I don't even buy the Bruntons anymore. I do know that Brunton makes something similar to the Ranger now, and you can still get a silver American-made Ranger, and you can get a silver Sweden-made compass. I've called them, I've talked to them about the bubbles, and they say it just happens. But I've got compasses by Sunto that I've had for years, and they're liquid filled also, and they do not have bubbles. So I've completely gone to Sunto. If I get serious about needing a compass, if I'm navigating, going back to old, trusted and true. This is a Stoker Yale, U.S. military issue. What I love about this one is iridium. If I'm setting up a telescope at night and I want to lose my night vision, I can use the iridium on here. You know, it glows in the dark. Fantastic compass. It's not, but it's not liquid filled either. So there's nothing to give me bubbles in there. So that's my worst bit of kit. I'm just, you know, do they affect accuracy? I think they slow you down. They aggravate you. But other than that, you know, they point north. And if you know where north is, you can figure out where west and east are and south. And you can get where you're going. You know, you can use a compass if you've got, you know, basic skills. You know, how accurate you're going to be. How accurate do you need to be? You know, I'm not good enough with a compass that I need the accuracy of a transit for a compass. So I still use them. I put them in different bags. If I really wanted to get accurate, I'd be using this one. And I still put this one in my pocket for convenience. But like I said, the disappointing thing is the bubbles in all of them and the way they develop. And they won't take them back. You know, I said, can I return them? Can you fix them? No. So they don't. They're not one of my favorite companies to deal with. So don't mean to trash them. I know a lot of people have got Rangers and they're happy with them. They got the silver Rangers. They're very, very common. And a lot of people love them. But I'm done with them. I'm done with silver completely. So I do like Sunto a lot. I think they have a much better, higher quality compass. That being said, you know, my original that had a bubble in it, I'm gonna see how the new compass I get from Sweden. I know it's gonna be from Sweden because it's coming directly from Sweden, And when and if I get it, if he remembers to get it for me, I'll do a review on that and see what happens. Okay, that's it. That's my worst bit of kit. My advice, everybody, do your research. Don't get a worst piece of kit. Do your research, find out from other people what they think about it, and you won't be wasting your money, you won't be disappointed, and then you have to think about what your worst piece of kit is. Nori Mac, really enjoy your channel. Hope you all the best. If you're not subscribed, please go over there and subscribe to him. All the best to all of you. Peace. Adios. A quick PS while I'm thinking about it. I was in Dick's Sporting Goods the other day, and this is something I always do when I'm around compasses or an outdoor section of Wally World or any sporting goods center. If they had silver compasses hanging up there, I always check them out. Now, the Dick's Sporting Goods that we just got in our town has only been open for like 2-3 months. They had 6, 7, 8, somewhere around in there, compasses, silver compasses, on their racks the day that the store opened. Every single one of them had bubbles in them. Every single one. I went to my local gun store that I go to. I do most of my business because he's a local businessman. He's privately owned, and I try to support local businesses. He had 3 silver compasses, 2 Rangers, and one of those cheap ones I had. And the one that was in the blister pack, and a couple of the small ones that I had. I've already put everything up that was in the little green case. Every one but one of them had bubbles in them. I went to Wally World last weekend and looked at their compasses. They had 2 or 3 silvers there, and bubbles, every single one of them. I don't know what's going on with their quality control or why they're so susceptible to them, but just letting you know. So here's your challenge: when you're out there, see how many bubbles you see in silver compasses, or any other compass for that matter. It's just aggravating. It's aggravating when you're trying to sit there and I mean, you're gonna get general direction, but to pinpoint it on there, you got to make sure it's flat and the bubbles out of the way. You shouldn't have to go through that for a compass. That's my opinion. All right, so I'm gone again. Gone. Congratulations. Love your channel. Subscribe.